Lost Ark is a game with zero chill. A Korean hybrid of ARPG and MMO, it embodies the best and the worst traits of both genres. Ambitious to a fault, it offers a vast and spectacular fantasy adventure elevated by a stunning combat system and an astonishing sense of scale, but its grand plans are hindered by hackneyed storytelling and a repetitive quest structure. It's a ridiculous, bombastic, often trite, and occasionally inspired slab of game design, an especially tricky customer to condense into a review. But to briefly summarize, I kinda dig it. The broad strokes plot sees your character on a globe-trotting MacGuffin hunt searching for the eponymous Arks, 7 artifacts of immense power that are crucial in turning the tide of the mortal realm's battle against invading demonic hordes. You create a character from one of 5 classes: warrior, gunner, mage, martial artist, and assassin. Several of them are then divided into more refined subclasses. Mages are split into musical bards and elemental sorceresses, for example, while warriors get to pick from damage-dealing berserkers, melee/ranged gun lancers, and paladins, who balance swordplay with holy magic. I spent most of Lost Ark as a paladin, although I dabbled with various classes in the game's inbuilt class tester. Lost Ark's combat is superb, at least at a visual and tactile level. Right from the off, its mantra is why fight one enemy when you can fight 20, and it gives you the combat skills to facilitate this. You start the game at level 10, with 5 abilities already unlocked. For the Paladin, this includes powers like Spin Slash, a powerful 1-2 punch of an attack that puts a massive dent in enemy health bars, and Light of Judgment, where your Paladin thrusts his hand forward, emitting a beam of searing light that sends enemies flying back in a way that never grows tiring. Lost Ark is structured heavily around these meaty combat skills, to the point that you'll mostly use your standard attack for mopping up stragglers when the fight's already been won. Your powers only become more impressive as you level up too. You unlock new combat skills every few levels up to around 40, while each level provides you with ability points used to refine your existing skills, making attacks faster, more powerful, or with longer-lasting effects. With higher-level powers unlocked, I like to open up combat with Wrath of God, a devastating AoE attack sent special delivery from the heavens. Then I'd mop up any remaining foes with the slightly awkwardly named Flash Slash, where your paladin moves slowly forward, cutting at the air rapidly like an armored lawnmower. The combat is a great foundation for Lost Ark's adventure, although those looking for a challenge may find the game's difficulty curve rather flat. You'll waltz through most fights along the main path, and outside of particularly challenging bosses or dungeons set on hard, you'll rarely have to think too much about things like positioning or how you deploy your powers. Initially, Lost Ark is a very guided experience. The world is divided into various continents, themselves split into different zones. These zones are designed to be experienced in a specific order, leading you by the nose through a series of main and optional quests. Lost Ark's approach to questing is like a parody of MMO design. You'll be sent off to kill monsters that respawn so rapidly that it's often quicker to wait for them to reappear rather than explore. The NPCs that populate zones are some of the laziest I've encountered, too, asking you to talk to people they're literally stood next to on their behalf, or move objects like crates or barrels all of 10 yards. The weirdest objectives are those that have you perform an emote to an NPC. I'm not sure how I'd stop an aspiring king from doubting his own legitimacy, but I'm not sure enthusiastically pumping my fist at him would cut it. It's rudimentary to say the least. But Lost Ark gets away with this approach for 2 reasons. First, the quests push you through zones with remarkable efficiency. Not only are objectives clear and straightforward, you often complete them with a different NPC from the one who assigned the quest. This helps maintain momentum and minimize backtracking, while also providing a constant stream of rewards like coin and new weapons and armor. I have one further gripe with Lost Ark, which is that the loot sucks. It's nearly all geared toward incremental stat upgrades, with precious little that is unique or distinctive, at least along the main story path. This is partly because the game's upgrade systems go way beyond loot, with a whole suite of arcane mechanics dedicated toward activities like faceting gems and collecting cards, all contributing to your character stats. More MMO-oriented players may get a buzz out of crafting their own upgrades, but to me, none of Lost Ark's metagame scaffolding is as fun as finding a big ol' sword that shoots lightning, and it's a shame the game so dilutes the core pleasure of collecting cool gear vomited at high velocity out of oversized treasure chests. Yet every time I started to brush against Lost Ark's shallower edges, the game would throw some wild scenario at me to reel me back into its depths. It's hard to be mad at a game where one of the bosses is a pirate's parrot who you fight on a tabletop, after having shrunk yourself with a magic potion. The combat alone is reason enough to give Lost Ark a go, and its ridiculous scale and many weird tangents succeed in overcoming its flat storytelling and by-the-numbers quests. It's not quite a classic, but I've had a lot of fun watching it try to be one.